Well, to discuss a little further about not just, at least we'll start with the political angle and move on to other items. Dr. Ben Woye joins us now. He's the chairman of APC in Enugu State. He was also the secretary of the APC Chairman's Forum. And so he is here. Good morning. Thank you for coming on today.
Good morning, Chairman. Thank you for having me.
Well, what is going on? Does the APC want every governor, everybody to come to their party? What's going on?
You know, politics is competitive. It is not a question of wanting. It is a question of tactics. When you go into the political theater, your goal is to win. And you can win through the ballot. You can win through negotiation. You can win through assimilation. And so people have seen what our dear president is doing. The governor have seen how, all the governors that are joining, have seen how stable the party has been. The party APC has been very well managed by those entrusted to manage the party, our dear national chairman. And so it's attractive. Nobody wants to be where there are trouble and chaos, where there is lack of predictability.
Was there trouble and chaos in NNPP, for instance?
Of course, that is what the governor of Kano State has said. You are aware of multiple lawsuits that have bedeviled the NNPC. They can't fix their
But it's always been there even before the elections.
That is correct. But what you look at is, as a governor who wants to run again, who wants to go for second time, are you going to remain in a place where there's lack of predictability, where you don't know who the court will declare to be the chairman or not, whether it is the AMPP or is the PDP or even the ADC, you have, or Labour, you have people who have been entrusted to manage party. I'm a party manager at the state level. You have the job duty to build cohesion. There has to be internal cohesion within the party structure. And so when we are taught by our National Working Committee, by the chairman specifically, to go and ensure that your party is united, it is a huge thing to do. It's difficult to bring interests together. So when you have all these interests and you can't bring those forces together, then there's a chaos.
But it's not that it's even smooth, as it were. I mean, in Plateau, we understand that the APC in Plateau were initially objecting to the PDP governor joining them, but eventually they were told, hey, accept him. Rivers, we saw a similar narrative. Hey, accept him. Now, there are even different groups or factions, so to speak, in APC in Rivers. And then now you're talking about the NNPP, and of course, there are several pushback. Isn't this eventually an easy calm? Because you having those governors join does not guarantee automatic victory, as even the ADC themselves have said.
No, it does not. But what you look at is, why are they joining?
Are they being twisted to join?
No, they are not. They are seeing what is happening, the type of what the Tinubu's government transformative agenda is doing, how much money they are receiving now. They're able to govern better. The internal process that is going on in the country. So we want a stronger country. We want a stronger government. Those who are in a party that cannot afford to sponsor them, they're looking for other options. And that option is the better option is APC. Nobody's twisting them. What they are seeing is a stable political party, a national government that is working for all Nigerian people, not just for APC or for PDP, but they're working for all Nigerian people. So the association, you know, parties, of course, a platform. They're trying to associate to be able to have a stable platform. But the attraction is the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu renewed hope agenda, which has brought into bear a new country, a country now where we are now looking at the governance. The governance is becoming stable.
Dr. Woye, which country are you talking about? Is it the same Nigeria where we know the security challenges people face traveling on a regular basis? The same country where you see the economic indices, the price of foodstuff going south? The same country you say it's like magic?
It's not correct.
Which part is not correct?
The price of food,
which part is not correct?
The price of food constantly is going down. You saw what happened just a few years back, where rice was selling for 110,000. Now it's coming down. It has came this past Christmas. They sold rice between 42,000 to 55,000. So when you see the security stuff is coming down, if you look at the entire world, we are faced with insecurity challenges. It's not just Nigeria. And people are fighting it all over. So the issue of insecurity is not peculiar to Nigeria. But what we are seeing is that there are now more extreme forces. They are pushing back the terrorists. They are pushing back the kidnappers.
Maybe you don't go to the market, but don't mind my suit. I go to the market, so we know that
things are changing.
Things are not as you're painting them to be.
Things
It
are
is still
changing.
pretty challenging for a lot of people. Is there transportation in the country?
It's getting better. Whether it's transportation, whether it's in food, whether it's in education sector, whether it's in the health sector. You can pick it state by state. My state, where I came from, you see a lot of development going on. My governor changed. He switched from PDP to APC. And one of the major reasons he entered the APC is that he could not have done what he's been doing in the health sector, in the education sector, even the transportation sector, launching the Enugu Air and all that.
I assume you haven't seen the dailies this morning, because some of the dailies did highlight the challenges that the airline operators are facing. They are saying, look, they're proposing, in fact, they think that there will be a further hike in airfares and that they are flying empty. A lot of them are flying empty.
It's not correct. It's not correct.
Oh, the airlines are not correct.
This December, I was flying back and forth from, you can't even find a ticket.
Why won't you fly back and forth? You're chairman of the party, so you have the means to fly back and forth.
This December, we couldn't, let me tell you, the governor of Enugu State, they are going to be launching additional nine airplanes that's coming in. They're going to up from 3 to about, 14, from 3 to 14. So if you look at the Delhi, you'll be asking, which particular airline? It's not Enugu Air. Enugu Air is expanded. Enugu is moving from just 3 airlines.
No, but what we're saying is that
even
the Senate, the National Assembly themselves had to weigh in and say, look, these prices are astronomical. Something needs to be done about it. So we can't play the ostrich with this.
No. Someone in the National Assembly can say that, okay, all over the country.
But as a fact, the prices are skyrocketing.
It's skyrocketing because of the cost of maintenance. It's skyrocketing, but even when it's skyrocketing, they don't have enough. You try to get a ticket just a few weeks ago. I couldn't get away from Abuja because there's no ticket. It's skyrocketing, but people are able to afford it. Because again, people are making more money now than before. The removal of fuel subsidy is trickling down. Okay, dollar is stabilizing. People are getting more paid than before. So if you stop with the airline, I would say go to Enugu Air. Maybe the other people they are talking, they are not managing with the price. You can't just go into any marketplace and you force the price. It is a question of demand and supply.
Is it that the APC has this political script that they must say that things are going well? Because lots of people out there don't find it funny in terms of how they need to survive in this same economy.
Look, Timberlake, look at where we were before and
Where were we before? Before the APC took over, we know the price of a bag of rice in the market. Before the APC took over,
they were subsidized.
We know the price of petrol.
Everything was subsidized.
Before the APC took over, we know the exchange rate of the dollar.
Everything was subsidized.
Ever since the APC took over, all of those prices have tripled.
Even the dollar was subsidized. Now they allow the market to play. You look at the economy where it's okay. Let's allow it to kind of even out. Let's dollar sell the same way in the black market and in the main market. What do you get? We now have more dollar. We now have a stable market economy. If you look at the indices you talk about, people are coming to buy Nigerian stock. You have more investors coming in. You have more reserve. It's growing up. So even the income, per capita income, is going up. So if you're only picking on that dollar was 200 and something before, and now it's 40, you are not looking at what was happening before. If you are talking about the petrol, you're not looking at the road infrastructure that is going on. Every nook and cranny of the country. If you take Abuja, for example, I was stuck on traffic for almost 2 hours. Why? Because they have more money now to develop. Because those few people who were taking the money on the so-called the subsidy, they have brought that money back to the people and they are developing. If you come to Enugu State, the entire 260 ward, having brand new schools, having brand new healthcare facility, having brand new roads, having
How has that impacted on the purchasing power of the people?
Of course, it is impacting positively because you see that things are growing. There's a construction going on. You see hotels have been abandoned. They've been built up. You see a lot of tourism coming back to Enugu State. The so-called sit-at-home, Monday sit-at-home is gone. You can come to Enugu 7 days a week. Enugu is bubbling. You have the Enugu Air happening. You have the presidential hotel. You have the international conference center. All of this is done in less than 3 years. And of course, I mentioned Enugu. Then you have, if you go there now, you have transport terminals, things you couldn't think of
How much
before.
does Enugu air tickets go for from Lagos to Enugu and Enugu back?
It depends on the time. Between 150 and 180 if you book at a normal time. Then if you're taking the premium, like you're a big guy.
I don't take any premium. No. It's
you'll be paying somewhere around 288 to 305. That's about it. If you book at a normal time.
Is your party really aware that in all sense of the word, Nigerians are facing a challenge economically, surviving economically?
What they are doing is a reform. Whether it's Singapore, whether it's even on the United States, there's a hard time that a country must pause and rebuild.
There's been a hard time ever since the APC took over.
No, there's been a hard time in this country.
It's becoming harder
for a longer time. When PDP was running this country for 16 years.
But the figures are different now.
The figures was manipulated. When figures are manipulated, you think you're doing well. But when the APC government
figures are manipulated.
They were manipulated. When they got into power, and they saw the reality, our dear president said, no, we cannot go.
Is the security also manipulated?
It's not manipulated, but there's a challenge everywhere across the globe. And that insecurity across the globe, Nigeria is a major player.
So
remember.
People who have had their families dead or kidnapped, are they supposed to accept what you're saying?
They have to understand that there's insecurity all over the world, and we're doing the best we can.
Because of that, they should settle for that.
No, they can't settle. That it's never, ever good that someone lost their life due to insecurity. But it happens everywhere on earth. And our dear president is doing all he can
should the party even be saying it happens everywhere on earth?
Because it does.
That's not what you were elected for.
No.
You're not elected to tell us it happens everywhere.
You have to look at that. Everywhere on earth, you have insecurity. What you ask is, what are we doing about it? It's being pushed back. We're having some good numbers. We're having some. If you look at the fight against Boko Haram, you have good numbers in terms of the arrest of these criminals, in terms of stopping the people that are kidnapping in Southeast and South South, in terms of stopping the sit-at-home. Now people operate their businesses. For many years, nobody could come out in the Southeast, especially Enugu. Now people are doing their business. If you go to Enugu this morning, this is Monday, kids are going to school, businesses are flourishing, markets are open, the tourism industry is flourishing. Students are all over. We have more schools being built. Ayo.
Perhaps one of the major challenges, Chamberlain, is how government is communicating. Well, Dr. Owe, the APC has the most number of governors now. And it would seem like more and more people are still moving to the APC. I remember a time when the president spoke to the governors and was addressing them, asking them particularly about the local government administrations and whether or not they are ready to do whatever he needs to do. Otherwise, he will have to wield the executive order. Now, the question Chamberlain is asking is essentially saying, look, things are getting costlier. Maybe the federal government is doing its bit, but it would seem like the state governments are not calculating that all of those macroeconomic issues down to the people at the micro level. So if things are happening as far as the federal government is concerned and the people are not feeling it, who should the people be calling out?
No, Tayo, that's a great question. You mentioned where the issue lies. So if the federal government had multiply the amount of money that is circulated, that is pushed down to the state level, it then becomes the responsibility of the governor through the third tier of government, the local government level, to ensure that the people well-being are taken care of. In Enugu State, where I hail from, for example, the governor doesn't touch the funds going down to the 17 local government of the state. They are left for all those have been implemented. The school system is being built, again, through the funds that are allocated to the state, to the local government system, and including the healthcare, the primary healthcare system. So when you put all that together, things are getting better in Enugu. Things are getting far better in Enugu. The economy is thriving. The tourism is thriving, okay? In terms of the transportation sector, I mentioned the Enugu Air. It doesn't stop at Enugu Air. You have the transport terminal being built in Enugu City, being built at Insecurity. Things are moving better. Students are going to school, getting 1 meal a day. with uniform paid for. Okay? So when you look at the type 2 healthcare, all the 260 wards, they each got one. The contractors building it, they didn't come from out of space. They are citizens of Enugu State. So the money is circulating. Yes, things are expensive, but the money is circulating within the state. So I can speak of my own state. I can tell you that every single ward, it has some type of economical explosion going on. With the school, the green smart school being built, you have the tech people.
The question remains
more than they did before.
Dr. Way, the question remains, my apologies, the question remains, if, as you said, the federal government has made quite some money, and it's on record that about 200 to 300%, well, more than 200, in some cases 300, up to 300% increase of money goes to different state governments all across the nation since this administration took over, then it would mean it's easy for anyone to suspect that if the federal government is aware of this and the people are not percolating it, the president is aware that people are complaining. So isn't there something the president can do or the political party can do to compel all the governors on the platform of the APC today to ensure that their people benefit directly from all of the good things that the federal government is doing, that you say that the federal government is doing? Otherwise, what is the point?
You know, Ayo, you just said it all. What could he do? The president, being a sensitive man, as the leader of the nation, he said he's going to weld the stick. You said it in his own speech during our NEC. It is not a political party issue. It's a governance issue. And in that governance issue, remember that we are federating states. That's why I stopped with explaining to you what is happening in Enugu State. I am sure that if you call the person in the Lagos State, they will explain to you. If you go to Kanu, that we just report, despite the governor being in the NNPP before he defected a few days ago, they'll be able to explain to you. I can't sit here and take the position of a government spokesperson. I am not. I'm a party manager. But I'm also a Nigerian who feel the pulse of what is happening. When you have a difficult time, when you have reform, people pay price for that reform. But I agree with you. Now that the money has increased, many governments are receiving up to 5 times what they were receiving before. We're talking about state government and including local government. So those local government and state government, it becomes their responsibility. Those who are not doing that, it also becomes the responsibility of the citizens to call them out. If the money is going there, it's published. These things are out, they are out there. If your governor is not doing well, it becomes your responsibility to call him out. Your local government is not doing well, or chairman, or council chairman is not doing well. It becomes your responsibility to call him out. Even here in FCT, at one point in time, there was a time when they say people were being owed their salary, teachers. And you hear the Minister for Federal Capital Territory saying that they got their money, that anybody who is not being paid, they should hold the council chairman accountable for the delay in their payment.
The point remains, yes, that is understood, you know, Dr. Wade. The point remains, people expect that the political party should be able to wield the big stick and not just wait for the president. In the Second Republic, there are those who would always tell you that the political party was the Lord. Even in the Third Republic, the botched Third Republic, the political party was the Lord. You did what you were expected to do, or you get some kind of penalty. That is the way it existed. Why not now? Those questions remain. No, and that could, just a second, that could also give teeth to the claims being made in some quarters that the ADC could pose a serious challenge simply because to the APC in the next general election. The ADC could pose a serious challenge to the APC in the next election simply because of these issues that have been raised, these governance issues. Because we can talk all the politics we want. At the end of the day, what we want is better life for the people. And if we are not getting it, we have options. And ADC is one of them. Isn't that a significant challenge for the APC today?
No, Tara, I think you're getting it wrong. You're getting governance of the people different from governing of the party. The job of the political party is to prepare the party, prepare policy, and get people elected. And when we do that, the government emerges and they run on their own. Mr. President has made it clear. He's watching them. He's taking notes. Those who are complying and those who are not complying. And something will happen. And referring to what will happen with ADC, politics is competitive. We are waiting for ADC. So whether at the state level or at national level, they'll be saying what they will do. Why will be showing what we have done? So if you come down to Enugu State, for example, you have whoever that is going to run against Governor Peter Ndubisimba will be talking about what he will do in the education sector. I will be showing what we have done. They'll be talking about what we do in the healthcare sector. We'll be showing what we have done in terms of how many schools we've built, 260 smart green schools under 2 years, 260 type 2 healthcare under 2 years, transportation sector. You have the Enugu air, agricultural sector. We have 260 with 180 acres of farmland, making the Enugu rice very cheap for people to buy.
All right. Well, back in a moment. Don't go away. Don't worry. I mean, I'm sure you might have heard lots of people in the country not satisfied with the approach this government has with security.
Yes. You know, a loss of even one single life is one life too many. We hear about kidnapping, we hear about loss of life. But our commander-in-chief, the president, is not folding his hands. We must also honor our servicemen. Just a few weeks ago, we honored them with the launching of the emblem and all that. There are people who have actually laid their life to protect our own lives. The fact that the insecurity continues to persist does not mean that nothing is being done. If we sit down and we say that nothing, that there's no progress, then we're not being fair to the servicemen and women, those who have sworn to protect us.
Yeah, but it's not just about doing anything or something. It's about doing the right things.
Yeah, the right things are being done. You don't get there's no country on earth that is free from insecurity. Not even the United States.
We need to put that in proper context, but unfortunately we can't now. But I'm sure subsequently we will, because when they had the challenge, the world saw how they responded and they're getting results. But we're also seeing how we're responding, which is the pointer to the kind of results
we're getting. Results. We are getting results.
The jury's out on that.
Okay, the bureau who was reporting is reporting with his own record. All right. Not reporting with the
maybe
the
next time bring us your record. We'll interrogate your record.
No,
we'll give you time. Bring your record next time.
We get the government with their record.
We'll put a date to it.
Businessman who is in the security sector.
Not to worry.
So what he has is all negativity. That's not what the facts are.
Facts are facts.
No, facts are facts, but facts
are
depends on where you derive them from.
Okay, fine.
You point everything.
Bring your records next time out. We will give you time.
We get our own national security experts.
No problem. Bring them on. We will look at your records.
We look at our record
the existing
and what Kabiru was.
And if your records are fabricated, we will know.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Ben, we're the chairman of APC Enugu. That wraps it up this morning on the program. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm Chairman. Goodbye.
And I'm Ayo Makinde. Business Morning is on the hour. Enjoy your day.